Hey guys, Todd from Great Escape Farms here. Last night I put up a video on the propagating the Illinois everbearing mulberry, and one of my subscribers asked a question, and the question was, how long do they sit in the sand before you can dig them up? So this is August, and I did the same thing last year. I planted in June, July, and August in the summertime. So I run Great Escape Nursery, so I'm in the business of getting plants rooted and selling them. So the quick answer is I pull them out in the dead of winter when they're dormant. So I am in zone 7. These are deciduous trees, meaning the leaves fall off. So once the leaves are off for about a month or so, and all the energy has gone down to the roots and is working on growing the roots more, that's when I'm going to dig them up and either transplant them or move them into a refrigerator for shipment. So because I am a nursery, I'm actually shipping my plants. I'm shipping them bare rooted. So what I do is I ship them just in the roots, and I put them in newspaper or something like that is wet, just to keep the roots moist. And that way I'm not paying to ship the dirt. If I'm transplanting them, as I did with these here, these are all last summer. So last summer I took these plants and took the cuttings and I put them in. These are well rooted. Let's see, I hadn't really planned on doing this, but I guess I could. Let me see if I can do this with one hand here. Come on. I'm not gonna be able to do it without ruining the plant here. I was hoping I could one-handed just pull this out and show you the roots, but these are very, very well rooted. They are from last summer. I put them in. When they were dormant, I pulled them out and I put them in these pots so I can sell them on Craigslist and to local people here. So the one downside to this is I only have a couple left right now, but when I have a lot here, I have a lot of stuff to water and keep in. But if I was doing this for my permaculture farm, and a lot of my stuff went out to my farm, which is permaculture based, I put them right in the ground, and that way I just have to water them as usual. You have to water stuff in pots a lot more. But the quick answer is you pull them out when they're dormant, basically 4 to 6 months after they're planted. Usually by then they're rooted. On some plants you can get them rooted in as quick as 3 or 4 weeks, and others take a little bit longer. And then with the winter cuttings, which are hardwood cuttings, I put those in the winter. In January time frame is usually when I'm doing it, December, January time frame, and those stay in the ground until the summer or spring, and then I do pull those up. That does shock them a little, so it's not the best thing. They really should be in the ground for a year before I do anything with them, but I just can't tie my beds up that long. There are some plants that do better than others as hardwood cuttings. A couple examples are grapes. Grapes do great as hardwood cuttings. I have had mixed results with softwood cuttings in the summer. Another one is dappled willow, and dappled willow is just something that does not do well for me. I have not had good experience with the softwood cuttings in the summer, but I have almost 100% success rate with the hardwood cuttings. So again, hardwood cuttings you probably should wait about a year on before you move them, or you can actually put them in the actual spot that they're going to go. Hardwood cuttings don't need the mist bed. So for example, grapes, if you take a hardwood cutting on grapes, you can put it right where it's going to go, let it root there, and you just leave it there. Softwood cuttings that you're doing during the summer need that mist system to keep the transpiration down low, so the sweating of the leaves, if you will, so they don't dry out. And usually it's better to have them grouped together in a bed. One other part of the question that I got from the subscriber was, are they too close together? Oh, my mist system just came on. Let me let it finish. And I have the mist system set up every 5 minutes. It comes on for 10 seconds just to keep the leaves wet. You can see these are now wet and dripping wet over here on the bigger leaves. And in the hot sun of the summer, it takes about 5 minutes. Actually, it's about 8 minutes before they dry out. and I have an option on my programmer to go 5 minutes or 10 minutes. So this year I'm going with 5. Last year I went with 10 minutes in between, and I had higher losses than what I expected I should have. So back to the original question here. So are these too close? Depending on what type of plant. So these right here, they will have thin, these are goji berries, so they'll have thin roots, and they might intermingle a little, but the soft pliable sand here, when it is time to take them out, they easily untangle. My elderberry and mulberry and things like that that are going to have thicker roots that can tangle up, I give them a little more space. I'll give them, you can see back here, I have in some cases 3-4 inches of space between the mulberries and some of the elderberries there. So I'll leave them a little bit more space. Again, these are only going to be here for 4 to 6 months, so I'm not going to let them root too much. The elderberry can actually, I can get 1 foot roots, but for the most part they're going down and not out a whole lot. So I haven't had too many issues with them being so close. If I was going to leave them here for much longer than 4 to 6 months or more than 1 season, then absolutely you would want them to be spaced further apart here. You wouldn't want them to be that close together. So that's it for this edition of our YouTube. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel and get updates. We're trying to post at least once a week, and right now in the heart of the summer we're doing about 3 episodes a week. And also consider subscribing to Great Escape Farms. GreatEscapeFarms.com. Subscribe to our email list, and we send out an email about once a week, just on the different blog posts that we put out and on the videos we put out, and as well as any sales on our plants here. So thank you very much for your time, and I hope you have a wonderful day.